Hi, everybody. Sorry for the little bit of a delay. Hopefully you can all hear me. If there is some signal that you can let me know. I had a little bit of issues with my laptop, so I switched to my phone, but it's all good because we're here to be mindful. Um, so, thank you so much for joining us this morning for our Jana Marie Foundation wellness moment. Special thanks to Marissa for putting this together. If you are unfamiliar with the Jana Marie Foundation, I would really encourage you to check out their Facebook page or their website. It's a really incredible organization that I'm so glad I've gotten to know about that is focused on building resilience for those who are struggling with their mental health. So please check them out. We're certainly living in trying times, and so I'm so glad that all of you are willing to join me today to see if we can find some stillness, see if we can find some peace. What I'm going to ask is if you're willing to join me in a little meditation. We are going to settle in a little bit, and then I'm going to guide you through a little meditation. And then I have a quote to share with you, and then some final thoughts. Some of you may have never meditated before, and that's okay. We're glad you're here. I'll walk you through it. But really, this is about finding that sense of stillness, whatever that might mean for you. So with that, we're going to begin. One of the things, you might be, I don't know where you might be sitting, how you might be sitting right now, but if you can, we want to begin by doing what we call sitting well. So if you're able to just find a relaxed position, but if you are sitting upright, see if you can just find a little bit of length to your spine, seeing if you can just check in with different parts of the body. We hold tension in a lot of different parts of our body. And so seeing if you can check in, sometimes it's in the shoulders, sometimes it's in the jaw, sometimes in our forehead. So seeing if you can just check in with where that tension might be held. And then seeing if we can begin with just a couple of deep breaths. So just allowing yourself to just be breathed. If it feels comfortable for you while we're doing this, you can go ahead and close your eyes. If not, you might just find a spot on the floor to just gently rest your gaze. And I'm going to be doing this with you as we just begin to deep breathe. So just allowing yourself to just take a couple of breaths that are a bit deeper than usual. As you breathe in, imagine breathing in a sense of freshness, a sense of new oxygen, relaxation, filling your body up as if it's a balloon. And then as you breathe out, just releasing any tightness, any tension in the body. Just taking a moment and just doing a couple of these where we just take a little bit of a deeper breath in, allowing our body to be filled with that freshness. And then breathing out anything that's not supporting you this morning. Inhaling. And a gentle exhale. And with each one of these breaths, seeing if we can just sink into the present moment just a little bit more. With each exhale, perhaps even imagining that your body is just sinking in to this moment. Wherever you're sitting, allowing yourself to imagine as if you're almost melting into this moment, this space. And now what we're going to do is we're going to explore what we call the three letting bees: the body, the breath, and the mind. And so what I invite you to do at first is to see if we can bring a little bit of awareness to the body. Seeing if you can invite your attention, your focus, breathing in a sense of relaxation. Perhaps even just doing a brief scan of your body, noticing what you might be feeling. No need to change anything, to adjust anything. But simply feel what it's like to be grounded in this moment. Just allow the weight of your body to sink in, to bring yourself as if it's an anchor into this moment. And whenever your mind begins to wander, seeing if you can allow the pressure of the body to gently pull you back as if it's a magnet. Just gently bringing you back into this moment, into this feeling. Just allowing the body to do the knowing. Just seeing if we can sit with this for a moment, just allowing our body to be all that we are right now. Any sensations that you might be experiencing in the body, just allowing them to be, allowing that to be who you are, that to be this moment. And then seeing if within the body we can find the breath. Allowing the breath to just be. No need to change the rhythm of the breath, the depth of the breath. Just seeing if we can bring some awareness to how the air is coming in and out of our bodies. Allowing the breath to do the knowing. If we notice that our mind begins to wander a bit, just seeing what it's like to use the breath as if it's a magnet, just gently pulling us back into this moment. Seeing what it's like to allow our breath to be our guide, our breath to be who we are in this moment. Just inviting this sense of relaxation. Allowing the breath to be. And as we let our body be and we let our breath be, now seeing if we can move our attention into our minds. So often we physically show up to a place, but we don't often mentally show up. Often our minds are doing all sorts of things. What would it be like in this moment to simply allow our mind to fall completely open? Just allowing our senses to fall open. Allowing whatever might be in our mind to just simply be. As if we're an observer, just simply watching things pass by. No need to change or adjust. Just allowing our minds to be. Now seeing if we can sense that relaxation, that calmness, this embodiment of this moment, to just allow it to open up throughout our entire body. Noticing that the only time is right now and the only place is right here, and that this sense of comfort and safety is all that you need. And then if it feels comfortable for you to do so, I invite you to place your hand on your heart. We've allowed our body, our breath, our mind to be. What does it mean to just allow all of that to invite an openness to our heart as well? And what I ask you to do now is to take a moment to wish wellness into your heart, into the world. And that might mean different things. For some of you, might mean to send these wishes to yourself. Perhaps you say to yourself, may I be well. May I be at peace. Perhaps in this moment you would like to send your wishes to your community, wishing them well, them peace, stillness. Perhaps you choose to send your wishes to the nation, to the world. Whatever it might mean for you, let's just take a few moments of silence, seeing if we can speak from our hearts. Just sending a few wishes to wherever it makes the most sense to you. If it feels comfortable, you can go ahead and bring your hands back down onto your lap. And finally, just taking a moment to recognize the stillness that your body may feel right now, and just reminding yourself that that moment is always available to you. It's something that we can access anytime. And so perhaps this sense of stillness can be carried throughout the rest of your day. You might find that whenever we bring this practice to a close, that it could be the ending of the practice, but it could also be the start of the practice. Just inviting this sense of stillness, this sense of being throughout the rest of our day. And with that, whenever you're ready, I invite you to gently bring yourself back into this space. Perhaps doing a final little check of your shoulders, your jaw, just checking in. It's amazing how easily the tension can sometimes creep itself back in. Just going ahead and gently opening up your eyes and maybe inviting some movement into your body, into the shoulders, into the toes. And just taking one last deep breath, a sense of stillness. I'd like to read a quote by Hannah Arendt, who said, "Even in the darkest of times, we have the right to expect some illumination. From the uncertain, flickering, and often weak light that some men and women in their lives and works will kindle under almost all circumstances." And so I asked you to consider what small sense of light that you might be able to bring in during this time. And if there's a final thought that I could leave you with, that I was in discussion last night with a good friend of mine, Brooke. We were talking about, during these times, you hear a lot of people talking about, I can't wait till we can go back to being normal, right? I can't wait till things just go back to normalcy. And although no one would certainly have asked or wished for these times that we're in, I think what it does ask of us is to consider what that normal was always like. And is that normal the same one that we want to go back to whenever we come out of this, and we will come out of this? We live in a very urgent society, very fast-paced, very individual, very perfectionist-driven. Maybe that's not the same normal that we want to return to when we come out of this. And so as you're taking the time over the next couple of weeks, over the next couple of months, what I invite you is to take some time to think about what was my normal? And is that the same one that the world needs to return to? Or is there a new one? Is there a new sense of normal that we can perhaps find? Over the last couple of days, there's been this rush to figure out how we can take 100% of our productivity and move all of it online, right? But do we have to move all 100%? Can we take some time to rest? Can we take some time to refuel, to recharge, to heal? And so perhaps thinking about that, of what does it mean to take this time to explore a new sense of normalcy that we might want to find in our society. So with that, I want to thank you, and I also hope that you thank yourself for taking the time to do this. Self-care is so important, and I think the best version of self-care is when we soften the self part and make it about the we. And so for all of you to even take a moment to join, I mean, we have this little community that we just formed in the last 20 minutes. So thanking yourself for taking the time today to be part of this, and to continue taking care of yourself and your community. So thank you for being here this morning. I wish all of you well and peace. And I will be back here next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And thank you again to the Jana Marie Foundation. Be well. Take care.